Now I've got a fun little streamer for you today. It's not flashy and not a hard tie, but I have had a couple of decent days with variations of this thing. And I got the inspiration of this from a fly called the Tiger in J. Edson Leonard's Flies, published in 1950. But the one thing I want to mention, and this is the most fun thing about this streamer, is that I have no idea what this wing is made out of. And I've talked about this on the show before. One of the fur suppliers I use, Glacier Wear, offers a 1-pound pack of miscellaneous scrap furs for just $15, which is one of the best bargains in fly tying. And this is just a couple of pieces from one pack. I have no idea what this animal is. I wrote unknown fur, great for hair wings. It looks kind of like a possum, but it's not a possum. I know what a possum pelt looks like. Maybe it's an Australian possum, really don't know. But some of these pieces really are great for hair wings. This one makes just a lively looking streamer. So check out one of these packs from Glacier Wear if you want to just play around, get creative, and have some fun at the bench. So there it is in the vise, what I'm going to start calling the Maryland Tiger. Pretty nifty pattern, based after one of J. Edson Leonard's flies called the Tiger. And I'm tying this pretty sleek and small. This is size 8. It's a Daiichi 2340, which is a 6 extra long limerick bend streamer hook. Let's get that in there with the barb pinched. And I'm going to use black thread. I'll just catch it in somewhere in the middle, take it back here to the tail. And the tail, just a few fibers of barred wood duck. I got this from Drew Benford in South Carolina. Thank you, Drew, for sending me this pack of feathers. Okay, I think that's going to work right there. And you could bury these, snip them off, whatever. Don't worry about a lump because we're not doing a mylar body here. We're doing a yarn body. Before we catch it in, let's take our thread up to the front, just big loops, open wraps. And this is an olive acrylic yarn. It was a 4-strand, and I'm only going to use one of the strands. But I'm going to catch it in up front, really just so that the body won't be terribly thin. We'll do loose open wraps going back right here. And then bring your thread back up to the front. And now just wrap this. And you could, you have a couple options. First, I should have mentioned, if you wanted to rib this with some silver mylar, I think this style of fly would look good with it. I haven't done that, but I think it would look pretty good on it if you just want a little bit more flash. But what I was going to say is you could cord this up. You could spin it clockwise if you want a tight body, or you can just kind of let it lay flat and wrap it up. It sort of looks like a fuzzy floss, which I kind of like. And I'm not putting it tight because I want it to, absorb water and be a little bit heavy when it gets wet. But go ahead and catch it off up here at the front. And before I do my throat, I'm just going to catch in this pretty small tuft of this mystery fur. I've pulled the under fur out of it, and we'll make it about there to the middle of the tail, maybe the bend of the hook. Let's catch this on. A couple of tight wraps, take a look. Okay, I don't want it sticking up like that, so we'll take a few wraps going back. There we go, laying flat, that's what I want. A couple of tight wraps and snip off this excess up front. And I think we got a couple of options right here. Just something red. You can use schlappen from strung saddle hackle. You could use marabou. Probably just even use a little slip of duck. Now this is schlappen from a pack of cheap strung saddle hackle. Let's catch this in, and then we'll have to trim the front of it here in a second. Okay, I think that might be a little bit heavy, but I'm going to stick with it. I think it'll look good. And the next thing we do, we're going to do a topping, but maybe I need to take this thread just a little back right here. Okay, that's going to work. Peacock herl. I've got 3 strands right here. I want it to be about to the back of that wing, not a whole lot farther. And I'll show you a trick in a second what I like to do when I make a topping out of peacock herl. So let's just catch these in to the back of the head here. And you can either break or snip these right here. But all right, before I go to that trick, let's go ahead and build our head. And I want a kind of big head. Some of these in the past, I'll make half a dozen of them and just leave them till the next day, and then I'll paint some eyes on them. So totally up to you if you want to paint some eyes on them, or put some kind of eye, maybe jungle cock or whatever. I'm not going to on this one. I'm just going to make a big shiny streamer head and call it done. But if you'd like, eyes on it, you'd build the head just a little bit bigger than this. But let's go ahead and whip finish what we have right now. And what I like to do with this Peacock herl topping, just take my bodkin and separate them, and then put my bodkin under them, pinch them down with my thumb, and not real tight, but kind of just a little bit of pressure as you pull back, and then you get that nice curved swing to it. So there we go, my little Maryland tiger, which has been a neat fly for me, and certainly a fun one to fish. So that's it, my friends. I appreciate you watching. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.